Have you ever heard of a house where only shadows dwell, and even the walls whisper? This is the story of the Sallie House, one of the most haunted, terrifying, and mysterious homes in all of America. A place where, the moment you step inside, something starts to follow you. My team and I went there ourselves, and what we felt, saw, and captured on camera still haunts our dreams to this day. Is it truly the spirit of a little girl? Is this house just a part of folklore, or is the truth far more disturbing? And in the end, the thing we discovered there changed us forever. Make sure to watch the video till the very end, because there's a surprise waiting for you, one that will leave a lasting mark on your mind. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if this video sends shivers down your spine, give it a like. So come along as we step across the threshold of a house where fear isn't just a story, it's alive. Nestled in the quiet town of Atchison, Kansas, the Sallie House looks like any other historic two-story home until the sun sets. Then the whispers begin. The walls creak with unseen footsteps. A child's laughter echoes where no child stands. And in the darkness, something far more sinister waits. Built in the mid-1800s, the Sallie House gained its infamous reputation in the 1990s when a young couple, Tony and Deborah Pickman, moved in. At first, the odd occurrences were small. Misplaced objects, faint giggles, or the sensation of being watched. Then the activity escalated. Tony, a rational man, dismissed the events until the night he saw her. A little girl in a white dress, her eyes hollow, standing at the foot of their bed. Locals later claimed her name was Sallie, a ghostly remnant of a tragic past. Some say she was a child who died during a botched appendectomy in the house. Others insist she was never there at all. But Sallie wasn't alone. The Pickmans soon realized something far more malicious lurked alongside the girl. Shadows moved on their own. Scratching noises clawed at the walls. Then came the attacks. Tony awoke one night to 3 deep, bleeding scratches on his stomach, wounds no human could have made. Paranormal investigators who later visited the house reported equipment failing, disembodied growls, and even physical assaults. Some claimed a demonic entity, drawn by Sallie's sorrow, had taken root in the home. Others believed Sallie herself was no innocent spirit, but something far darker, mimicking a child's form. Today, the Sallie House remains one of America's most terrifying paranormal hotspots. Visitors report sudden temperature drops, ghostly touches, and the overwhelming feeling of being hated by something unseen. Some leave in tears, others refuse to step inside at all. But the most chilling detail, those who dare to stay the night often hear one phrase whispered in a child's voice. The legend of the Sallie House doesn't end with scratches in the night or ghostly whispers. Those who've dared to investigate further have uncovered something far worse, a force that doesn't just haunt the house, but hungers. In 2012, a team of paranormal researchers from California set up cameras, EVP recorders, and motion sensors inside the Sallie House, determined to capture proof of the supernatural. For the first few hours, nothing happened. Then, at exactly 3:17 a.m., every device malfunctioned at once. The lead investigator, Mark Reynolds, later described what happened next. The air turned ice cold, and we heard a little girl humming. But it wasn't sweet. It was wrong, like something mimicking a child. Then the humming turned into a scream, and something rushed at us in the dark. The team fled, but not before one member, Sarah, collapsed on the porch, her body covered in deep, claw-like marks. When she woke up in the hospital, she claimed she had seen a man with no face standing over her just before she passed out. Local historians dug deeper into the house's past and uncovered a chilling possibility. The Sallie House may have been built on land once used for occult rituals. Old newspaper clippings referenced a traveling doctor in the 1800s who performed bizarre medical experiments on children, including a little girl named Sallie. Was her spirit trapped there by cruelty, or was she never a ghost at all, but something wearing her memory like a mask? The Shadow Man, a tall, faceless figure that watches from doorways. Sallie's game, a phantom child's voice asking, "Will you play with me?" Those who say yes regret it. The basement, a room so heavy with dread that even seasoned investigators avoid it. Some claim something down there breathes. The most disturbing theory, Sallie isn't the victim, she's the lure. Something far older and darker uses her voice to draw people in, feeding on their fear. Because in the Sallie House, the dead aren't the only ones watching. Would you risk a night inside? Or would you heed the warning whispered by those who've escaped? Don't say her name, she hears you. Why America can't look away. The Sallie House isn't just a ghost story, it's a living nightmare. In a country obsessed with the unknown, this house reminds us that some horrors don't stay buried, and sometimes the past doesn't just haunt, it hunts. In October 2023, a team of 4 paranormal investigators entered the Sallie House with one goal: survive 72 hours inside. They brought cameras, holy water, and emergency radios. None of it mattered. The team, Lena, a skeptic, Jake, a medium, Derek, a tech expert, and Rachel, a journalist, set up in the living room. By midnight, the whispers started. Jake's audio recorder caught it first. Come play, a child's voice, giggling, then lowers, stay, and bleed. Lena laughed it off until something unseen yanked her hair, hard enough to rip strands from her scalp. The cameras showed nothing. Derek's thermal camera picked up a human-shaped cold spot moving through the house. Then at 3 a.m., the team heard knocking from inside the walls. Rachel, filming in the basement, suddenly screamed. When the others found her, she was crouched in a corner, clawing at her own arms, muttering. The footage from her GoPro was later deleted, all except one frame, a blurred face mouth stretched too wide, peering over her shoulder. Jake began acting strangely, smiling at nothing, humming a lullaby. Then in a voice not his own, he whispered. The team tried to leave. The doors wouldn't open, the windows wouldn't break. For 6 hours they were trapped inside with something pretending to be Jake. When dawn finally came, the locks clicked open. They fled. But Jake wasn't Jake anymore. Lena quit paranormal investigations. She now sleeps with the lights on. Derek's thermal camera later revealed a hidden message in the static. Sallie was just the beginning. Rachel refuses to speak of what she saw in the basement. Her left eye is now permanently clouded, as if scratched from the inside. Jake disappeared 3 weeks later. His last text read, "She says I belong to the house now." The Sallie House doesn't just want visitors. It wants souls, and the more you believe, the easier it is for whatever lives there to cling to you. Would you dare step inside, or would you listen to the one rule every survivor knows? After dark, even the house breathes. Some doors should never be opened. Some names should never be spoken. 1 year after the failed 72-hour experiment, a documentary crew entered the Sallie House with a Catholic priest, determined to uncover the truth behind the hauntings. They never finished their film. What they discovered was far worse than ghosts. Father Michael Alvarez, a seasoned exorcist, began his ritual in the basement, the heart of the darkness. Within minutes, the temperature dropped to below freezing. A black liquid seeped from the walls. Something laughed through the priest's own voice. The crew's footage shows Father Alvarez suddenly levitating before being violently thrown across the room. His final words before losing consciousness: "There is no Sallie, there never was. It's been lying to us all." Hidden beneath the floorboards, investigators found rusted surgical tools from the 1800s, child-sized handprints in what forensic experts confirmed was human blood, a signed confession from a traveling doctor admitting to experiments on the unwanted. But most disturbing, a crude symbol carved into the foundation identical to those found at other notorious haunting sites across America. On their final night, the crew experienced what no one had before the house coming alive. Walls bled, furniture moved on its own. Every electronic device simultaneously played the same phrase. "We see you." The sound engineer, Daniel Carter, was found catatonic the next morning, repeating one phrase. "It's not a haunting, it's a hive." Paranormal experts now believe the Sallie House sits on a thin place where the veil between worlds is weak. The ghosts are just masks worn by something far older. Every investigation, every seance, every visit feeds it. The house remains standing. The current owner has posted new rules. 1. Never go alone. 2. Never stay past midnight. 3. Never say Sally inside, because the more you believe, the stronger it gets. And the last team, they're still technically missing. Their equipment was found running, recording 28 hours of footage after they vanished. The final frame shows all 4 of them standing motionless in the basement. You don't find the truth in the Sallie House. The truth finds you. After the failed exorcism and the disappearance of the documentary crew, the city of Atchison made one last attempt. To end the horror, they scheduled the Sallie House for demolition. On October 31st, 2023 Halloween night, a demolition crew arrived to raise the house to its foundations. What happened next became local legend. The first bulldozer's engine died the moment it touched the property line. Workers reported seeing shadow figures in every window. A child's laughter echoed from inside the empty house. Then, at exactly 3:17 a.m., the house fought back. Security footage shows the remaining crew members vanishing one by one into the basement, the front door slamming shut on its own, blood dripping from the ceiling of the empty attic. When police forced entry at dawn, they found all demolition equipment melted into unnatural shapes. The words "I live" written in fresh blood on every mirror. A single survivor, foreman Joe Kowalski, curled in the fetal position. The house is hungry, and it remembers everyone who's ever stepped inside. The Sallie House may be gone, but whatever lived inside, it isn't. Because true evil doesn't need walls. It just needs someone foolish enough to remember its name. Will you be the one to forget? Or will you join the others who still whisper about the cold spot that moves across the empty lot, the laughter that comes from underground, and the 5 bloody fingerprints that keep reappearing on nearby cars, each one smaller than a child's should be? Why this story will never die? Because in America, we love our monsters, and the Sallie House gave us something worse, a monster that might still be growing. So that was the truth behind the Sallie House, a tale most people believed to be mere fiction. But what we saw and felt with our own eyes turned that darkness into a terrifying reality. We didn't just bring back stories from there. Sometimes something else follows you back, something that slowly begins to interfere with your everyday life. Even now, when the night is still and silent and a whisper echoes from some dark corner, we remember that door, the one that closed on its own. If you've watched the video this far, you're just as brave as we were, but next time we may not be so lucky. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what we uncover next. In our next video, we're heading deep into America's Forbidden Forest, where the last team who entered only sent back their camera. Share the video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And always remember, not every secret comes to light. Some only survive in the dark. And if you ever hear footsteps at night when no one's there, don't ignore it. Some stories follow you home and never leave.